David Nicholas Wealth Management President, is with us now. Are we close to the low in this downside move of the last 2 weeks? Where's the bottom? Tell me.
Yeah, well, you know, there's been plenty of support levels for the S&P, and the S&P's broken through every single one of those. So I think psychologically, there's a level 2420 on the S&P is very important. So I think if we can close today above 2,500 on the S&P, that's a very positive sign. But I'll tell you, yesterday, Stuart, was pretty historic for the markets. You saw an infusion of $1.5 trillion by the Feds, and the market fell flat. So I would have to say this is not a job for the Federal Reserve. This is time for fiscal stimulus. And Stuart, I think you would know that I am one of the last to say that we need a strong action by the federal government, but we need to see unity out of Washington. And I hope later today the president will share some of that. We need to put political differences aside. And if we can get unity from both parties out of Washington, I think that'll help form some psychological support for the markets.
Well, it looks like we might have it. Steny Hoyer, a senior Democrat in the House, said that the bill they're working on is almost complete. Hillary Vaughan has given us lots of details about what's in that bill, and it does put money into the hands of those who've suffered because of the virus. And we are expecting maybe some more rescue packages down the road coming out of the Congress. That would seem to be the kind of action which investors want. So when we see it, does that put a floor under the market?
Yeah, I think it does. And I think that's what the markets have been waiting for, because the markets have seen, again, from last week with the Fed, with the emergency rate cut, with the $1.5 trillion yesterday, the Federal Reserve does not have the answers to what the market needs. And so I think at this point, it's the fiscal stimulus side of things. I think it needs to be targeted. I think it needs to be directed at certain industries. I know politically lowering the payroll taxes, it is good for businesses, but I think it could be viewed as a more political move than a targeted move, but I do think it's the fiscal side of the equation that is missing. And if we have that, that is where I think we might see some type of bottom form. But psychologically, Stuart, we got to close above a 2420, 2450 on the S&P. If we can hold that, that leaves me gives me much optimism going forward for the markets.
Okay, hold on for a second.